A major new report has scientifically linked more storms, floods, droughts, heat waves and other extreme weather events to global warming.
Hace unos 8 años, el río que tenemos a unos 500 metros se llama río.
The glacier has lost half its size since then.
Kita di atas, yang lantai 1 itu sudah ada. Saya di atas.
And at least 2,000 metric tons of fuel was dumped into the sea. More than 200,000 fires claimed around 14,000 lives this year alone.
Climate change.
What is it?
Climate change has haunted us since the Gilded Age.
Climate change refers to the issue of the Earth rapidly heating up. Day by day, due to increasing amounts of pollution and deforestation, the atmosphere and environments of the Earth are heating up to dangerous temperatures.
The destruction that climate change has caused is evident in the world, and it won't slow down for us to realize how serious this is.
When other forces cut down, Earth's temperature increases. The constant cycle of pollution, destruction, and temperature rising continues on and on until one day there will be no more world to pollute.
People have been trying to bring awareness to this issue since the Progressive Era. They knew that we were neglecting our world and that we needed to start doing something about it. This age was the dawn of industry, but it also had disastrous results. Factories sprung up around the world, spitting out black smog that covered the skies. Beautiful landscapes were being cut down to give room for the growing population of the world. Natural resources were being exploited, damaging the environment. Businesses didn't care about what they were doing to the planet, and all they cared about was money and power. The Progressive Era brought about the beginning of a change in the thought process that we built our foundations of environmental preservation upon. Conservationists and American naturalists approached this issue through the government, trying to pass legislations that protected our environment. They had a supportive president that was responsible for these efforts, and because of the Roosevelt administration, the Newlands Act of 1902, the National Conservation Commission of 1909, and many other crucial legislations and organizations began.
But the depletion of natural resources and global warming is still evident today, and it's even worse than before. So was what they did really effective or enough? Could we be making the same mistakes that we did then? Do we educate the next generation correctly on environmental damage? Today, efforts to stop climate change have increased as global warming gets exponentially worse. Comparable to reform efforts during the Progressive Era, many more legislation and organizations formed as awarenesses towards this issue increased. Many movements, such as Greenpeace, which are trying to fight using fossil fuels to more renewables like wind and solar. But at the same time, many people don't believe the fact that global warming actually exists. People usually do not want to do anything since they're afraid that they will mess up, so they would wait to see what happens next. Many people will ignore it, saying something of how the government can do something about it, I can't, which is really not the case. Even though some people may deny about it, we usually push it away because it is such a huge, complicated issue.
There are many current solutions that people have been enacting to help solve the issue of climate change. Solar panels and wind turbines can provide power without the use of non-renewable sources. Recycling and throwing away trash prevents pollution from litter, and environmental agencies, legislation, and support groups currently protect the environment. These solutions are being used to full effect, and the more people that lend a hand in preserving our Earth, the less climate change becomes an issue.
Even though there are numerous solutions in effect, there are still many ways that people could be fixing climate change but aren't. America has backed out of the Paris Climate Agreement. There are many wealthy businesses that damage the environment. More funding and governmental support still needs to be provided for many environmental preservation projects.
There are many more ideas we could also use to help climate change. For example, petitioning the government to focus more on climate change, providing proper and better education to children about environmental change, and funding more environmental projects.
What once used to be an earth filled with luscious environments and countless species of animals might not be recognizable in a couple hundred years if we don't do something about the growing threat of global warming.